Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Projected starting lineup and rotation for Heat's NBA preseason game versus Hornets. The Miami Heat will tip off their preseason slate on the road against the Charlotte Hornets Tuesday night and, right away, some big questions will be answered. Sort of. Erik Spoelstra at media revealed 4 of his 5 starters, and on Tuesday night we should at least know how he's leaning in regards to the 5th spot. Locked in, as of now, are Terry Rozier, Tyler Herro, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. The 5th spot will come down to Nikola Jovic, Jamie Jaquez Jr. and Haywood Highsmith. Jovic appears to have the inside track after starting Miami's final 30 games, including 5 playoff games, at power forward. If Jovic holds on to the starting power forward spot, then Jaquez and Highsmith will play important roles off the bench. So, for this exercise, we will pencil that group in as the starting lineup. Determining the rest of the rotation is a bit more complicated, especially for a first preseason game. Herro and Jaquez have been ruled out for the preseason opener, and Josh Richardson remains out as he rehabs his shoulder. The Heat's projected starters for the preseason opener, then, are Rozier, Robinson, Butler, Jovic and Adebayo. Highsmith and Kevin Love should be the first 2 off the bench. We should expect to see veteran guard Alec Burks, signed as a free agent this summer, and rookie Kel'el Ware at an early point, too. Other, deeper bench players should get some run. The Heat coaching staff will want to see fringe players Nasir Little and Drew Smith in action. Little is on a non-guaranteed contract and will need a strong preseason to keep his spot on the 15-man roster. Smith is Miami's most vulnerable player on a 2-way contract, with Keshad Johnson and Josh Christopher seemingly in strong position to keep their spots. As such, Little and Smith have the most to prove this preseason. Rookie Pelle Larsson and backup center Thomas Bryant should see some minutes, too, if Spoelstra gives the entire roster a chance to play as expected. Miami Heat epically honors Pat Riley by naming Kaseya Center Court after him. When you think about Pat Riley, the first thing that you think about is the Miami Heat, their 3 NBA championships and the legendary aura around them. And because of this, the legend will be honored by the franchise in the most epic way imaginable that will lock him into team history forever. Related, ESPN saves their *** by bringing in NBA insider Shams Charania following Adrian Wojnarowski retirement, making the announcement Monday. The Heat are dedicating their Kaseya Center Court by naming it after Riley, a former head coach and current president of the organization. The court will forever be named after Riley, no matter who the sponsor of Miami's arena is. The official unveiling of Pat Riley Court at Kaseya Center will take place October 23 when the Heat square off against the Orlando Magic. Miami is honoring Riley at the perfect time as well, with this coming in his 30th campaign with the franchise. In 2006, the Heat won their first championship with Riley leading the way as skipper, and then in 2012 and 2013, he won a couple more titles while holding the keys to the front office. And speaking of those last 2 rings of his, this came after he built the iconic Big Three of Dwayne Wade, LeBron James and Chris Bosh. The Miami Heat have wrapped up their training camp in the Bahamas, and the atmosphere surrounding the team is buzzing with positivity. Here are 3 observations from the Heat's training camp as we head into the preseason. 1. A positive shift in team dynamics. Training camp in the Bahamas was more than just a series of practice sessions. It was a chance for the team to bond and build camaraderie. Despite initial concerns about Jimmy Butler's contract and punctuality at Media Day, the camp was filled with positive interactions. Players were seen engaging in activities like playing dominoes and swimming as Butler played host off the court. 2. Jimmy Butler. The vibe leader Jimmy Butler played a crucial role in setting the tone for the camp. A strong but sometimes aloof personality, Butler took on the role of the czar of good vibes, hosting team gatherings for everyone on the roster. His leadership off the court and Spoelstra's leadership on it set the tone for the Bahamas. Butler and Spoelstra acting as co-leaders is essential for Miami's success this season. This was a good start. 3. Offensive refresh. Tyler Herro's growth. One of the significant takeaways from the camp was the focus on refreshing the team's offense. Spoelstra emphasized three-point shooting and shot at the basket, aiming to revitalize an offense that had slipped into the bottom third of the league over the past 2 seasons. Tyler Herro also emerged as a key figure, showing maturity and a willingness to adapt his game for the team's benefit. Herro's commitment to playing off the ball and his openness to different roles, something first noticed at Media Day, highlight his growth and readiness to contribute to the team's success. While the games have yet to be played, the Heat's training camp in the Bahamas has set a positive tone for the upcoming season. By prioritizing team chemistry and strategic offensive changes, and with key players like Butler and Herro stepping up, the Heat appear poised to get off to a stronger start than last season. Miami Heat should keep an eye on Raptors' big man as possible trade target. The coach made a calculated bet at the opening of the preseason. It's preseason, so there's nothing to lose, but Saturday's limited minutes didn't exactly prove the trio would be viable together at the start of the regular season. The lineup's minutes weren't a disaster, but spacing issues were obvious when they couldn't make stops and run in transition. Their only option, the rookie two-way signee, looked a long way from being a viable rotation player in his second-half minutes. The player missed all 3 of his three-point attempts, finishing with 2 points on 1 of 7 shots in 10 minutes. After losing Lauri Markkanen during the offseason, the Miami Heat should still be scouring the trade market for a big opportunity now rather than waiting until the midseason deadline when it will be too late. Another potential, albeit expensive, option, Karl-Anthony Towns, is off the market after being traded to the New York Knicks. With teams waiting to see how their season begins to unfold, there are few targets that could actually be obtained in the short term. One player the Miami Heat should monitor is Toronto Raptors big man Kelly Olynyk. The Canadian was only traded to the Raptors in February, but at 33 years old he doesn't make much sense on a team that, by his own admission, isn't exactly prioritizing winning. While not a big name as such, Olynyk is a proven veteran who would fit the profile of a great pitcher. He is averaging 10.3 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 2.4 assists in his 11-year career to date, shooting 48.5% from the floor and 36.9% from beyond the arc on 3.2 attempts per game. Olynyk is starting on a 2-year, $26.3 million contract, making him affordable enough for the Miami Heat to match salaries while incentivizing the Raptors with draft compensation. We know that Golden State had interest previously, before he was traded to Toronto, and rightly so, given that his shooting and passing would likely fit perfectly into their offense. We'll see how things play out once the season begins, but Olynyk is certainly a name to watch for the Warriors as Kerr tries to sort out a complicated dynamic in the front court. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Kelly Olynyk? Leave your opinion in the comments.